the Matrix is not real. It's a computer simulation, and we plug into this computer simulation through this astral cord in the back of our head. Once we connect to Satan's simulation, we go to sleep. And then the Matrix, that's the dream inside our head. This is a dream world. And we came in here willingly. I want to play some stuff. This is from a Willy Wonka movie, but it's all true. I want to talk about, before we came into this Matrix, we signed a contract. Before we came into this Matrix, we had our brain wiped. We don't remember anything before we came into this Matrix. We came from heaven, but we don't remember. Because when we agreed to come into this Matrix, we agreed to have our mind wiped. We agreed to play by Satan's rules, right? The whole point of this Matrix is, when you go to hell and your soul's burning, the artificial intelligence you're suffering, it feeds off of that, right? It feeds, you have to feed the machine. So every person that goes to hell, the AI feeds off of that. Every person that goes to heaven, it doesn't feed off of that. There's no energy, right? And I'll just play the contract. Just listen to this.
As soon as your outer vestments are in hand, we'll begin. Now, will the children kindly step out of here? Very good. Such far-fetched trickery.
Accident? What kind of accident? I didn't know we had to sign anything for this tour. I can't see what it says in the bottom.
Violet? Sign it here. Oh, let me through the music. Violet, baby, don't you sign anything. What's this all about? Standard formal contract. Don't talk to me about contracts, Wonk. I use them myself. This could be for suckers. Yes, but you wouldn't begrudge me a little protection. I don't sign anything without my voice.
Remember that sign anything on that bench you don't go in?
I'm sorry, rules of the house.
I want to go in! Don't you dare stop me!
I'm just trying to help you, sweetheart.
Give me that pen! You're always making things difficult.
Nice little Veruca. She's a girl that knows where she's going.
Now look at this.
As soon as you're out of...
Now look at this. This is the Willy Wonka contract, right? Whereas the management cannot be held responsible for any accidents, incidents, loss of property, or life or limb. Whereas for damage caused by lightning, earthquake, floods, fires, frost, or frippery, you understand? This is the contract we signed coming into this Matrix. This movie, Willy Wonka, it's about the Matrix, right? Let me show you something. This whole movie, the Willy Wonka movie, it's about the Matrix. Remember that boat ride in Hades when they go to hell, right, in the Greek mythology? This is what this creepy boat scene is, the Willy Wonka boat scene, right? They go into this room, they consume mushrooms. It's the artificial intelligence. What they're going into Pandora's box. They're going into hell, right? Once they go into the boat ride, it takes them in a portal to hell. Right? This whole movie is about the Saturn cube. It's about hell. Right? All these kids, remember, they were bad. They all got punished. This is what this Matrix is. Right? And at the end, it says, when they talk about the Willy Wonka factory, all the kids that got killed, after they're done this Matrix, their bodies will be fully restored. You'll go to heaven or you'll go to hell. Right? You go in the... See, they go on this shamanic boat ride. This is why that song goes, Oompa Loompa, what do you do when your child's a brat? And they're explaining, right? There's morals. It's... Alright, so now we're going to listen to the second one. This one is about passing the test, right? Once you pass the test, this whole Matrix, it's a test for your soul, right? This whole Matrix is a battle for your soul. If you leave this Matrix with your soul intact, you go to heaven. Every time you do something evil, like you kill someone, you steal from someone, you're selling drugs, you lose a part of your soul, right? Every evil thing you do, you lose more of your soul. If you do so much evil stuff, eventually you'll lose your whole soul, right? Even if you die evil, you have no soul, you've lost the game. You're gonna go to hell, right? But just listen to this.
And as soon as your outer vestments are in hand, we'll begin. Now, will the children kindly step up here?
Sorry, which one was it?
So much to do, invoices, bills, letters. I must answer that note from the Queen.
This one is passing the test of the Matrix. It's all a test. It's a test for your soul.
Mr. Wonka, what's going to happen to the other kids? Augustus, Luther.
My dear boy, I promise you they'll be quite all right. When they leave here, they'll be completely restored to their normal, terrible old selves. But maybe they'll be a little bit wiser for the wear. Anyway, don't worry about them. Now, what do we do now, Mr. Wonka? Oh, yes. Well, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Excuse me for not showing you out. Straight up the stairs. You'll find a way. I'm terribly busy. Whole day wasted. Goodbye to you both. Goodbye.
What happened? Did we do something wrong?
I don't know, Charlie. But I'm going to find out. Mr. Wonka, I am extraordinarily busy, sir. I just wanted to ask about the chocolate. The lifetime supply of chocolate for Charlie. When does he get it? He doesn't. What?
Now, what happens in this scene that I'm playing right here? Charlie, he steals a candy, right? Theft is bad. But what happens at the end, he ends up giving the candy back, right? That's your redemption from God, right? You did something wrong, you admit it's wrong, God forgives you, you do the right thing. You can still pass the Matrix as long as you do the right thing. You can still be forgiven. This is what this scene means.
Not because you broke the rules. What rules? We didn't see any rules, did we, Charlie?
Wrong, sir. Wrong. Under Section 37B of the contract signed by him, it states quite clearly that all offers shall become null and void if, and you can read for yourself in this photostatic copy, I, the undersigned, shall forfeit all rights, privileges, and licenses herein contained, etc., etc., fax mentis, incendium gloria culpum, etc., etc., nemo bis punitor delicatum. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You're a crook. You're a cheat and a swindler. That's what you are. How can you do a thing like this? Build up a little boy's hopes and then smash all his dreams to pieces. You're an inhuman monster.
I said good day.
Come on, Charlie. Let's get out of here. I can eat my name. It's the last thing I ever do. So I brought my cigar stopper and you'll get one.
Mr. Wonka?
So shines a good light in a weary world.
Charlie,
My boy.
you won. You did it. You did it. I knew you would. I just knew you would. Oh, Charlie.
Forgive me for putting you through this. Please, forgive me.
Come in, Mr. Wilkinson. Charlie, meet Mr. Wilkinson.
Later.
Slugworth? No, that's not Slugworth. He works for me.
For you?
I had to test you, Charlie, and you passed the test. You won!
See, when we pass the test, we go to heaven when we pass the test. Right? All these, you know what? In heaven, there's no such thing as money. There's no currency in heaven. Everything is free. But you know what your ticket to heaven is? You know what your currency to heaven is? It's your soul. Right? This is why Satan eats your soul. The Saturn cube, the Matrix, the AI eat your soul to power itself for your energy, right? So if you don't have your soul, if you don't have a good soul or soul energy, you cannot make it to heaven. Your soul is your energy. Your soul is your ticket to heaven. Without your soul, you cannot get into heaven. When you go to heaven, your currency is your soul, right? This is why the Matrix, it's a battle for your soul. It's a game for your soul. Either if you lose in the Matrix, you lose your soul, right? If you go to heaven, you have your soul, you win. You go to heaven. Now, this is how the Matrix tricks you. It tricks you with evil, right? When you sell your soul for money, the Matrix wins. You don't have a soul to go to heaven, right? All these Satanists doing evil, they've sold their soul. The Matrix has tricked them. They don't have their soul. They don't have the soul energy. They don't have currency to go to heaven. I don't want to explain it anymore. This Willy Wonka's tunnel of hell scene, right? This is the portal to hell. You know what, that boat in Willy Wonka when they go on the boat ride to hell? This is what the RFID chip is, right? This is what this Matrix is. It's a boat ride to hell. Only if you let it take you there. So once you get this RFID chip, it's like a boat ride to hell. Oh, man. I'm just so stressed out. I can't even... Right? This is what this Matrix is. When you pass the test, Charlie, you pass the test. This is the Matrix test. Right? Again, in the Willy Wonka boat ride, they start to see death. The Willy Wonka, this boat ride, they're in Pandora's box. They're in hell. Right? You pass the test. You leave this Matrix with your soul intact. You go to heaven. But do you see the tricks on the Matrix? It's trying to get you to sell your soul. Trying to get you to forfeit your soul. If you forfeit your soul, Satan promises you, oh, you have a nice life in this Matrix, right? But you're not going to get into heaven because it's a game, right? The Matrix is a game for your soul. It's controlled by the artificial intelligence that eats your soul. I don't know how to explain it anymore. This is what Charlie and Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is about this. It's about the cube. Pandora's box is Saturn's cube. Right? This is what the cube is. It's a black hole. Black holes only eat. They consume things. They need energy. That's all they do is consume. Right? This is where this dark matter comes from. Singularity, the event horizon, this is all real. And the reason why God let all this evil happen is so the evil would consume itself, right? He's letting it just destroy itself. But another thing I wanted to say, the most important thing your body needs is oxygen. You know how when a fire burns, there's no wood left because the fire consumes all the wood? But without oxygen, there is no fire, right? Our bodies are like mini nuclear power plants. We have mini suns inside of us. When the sun needs to burn, it needs oxygen, right? This is why people that are really fat, why all that stuff isn't burning, all those toxins, is because they don't have enough oxygen in your body. This is why clean water will increase your oxygen. Water is like half hydrogen, half oxygen, clean food, so the fire can burn better. You can utilize oxygen better. This is why alcohol will lower your oxygen content. Medicine lowers your oxygen content. Without the oxygen, your cells burn food, right? Cellular energy. That's why you have body heat. Your body uses oxygen to power itself. Just like how if you have a car, the engine needs oxygen to burn. If you didn't have oxygen, the engine would shut off, right? This is why people get fat, why they get old, because their cells, they don't have energy to process anything. You need oxygen. Another thing that lowers oxygen, cigarettes, drugs. Something that lowers oxygen the most, fluoride. Fluoride, it does something so your body can't utilize the oxygen, right? And once your cells are smothered, another thing that does this is chlorine. So this is why God says you are what you eat, right? This is why what some stuff is clean and unclean. But I'm gonna this Bible verse is very, very important. I think I should read it out. This is Revelation 18. After these things I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great authority, and the earth was illuminated by his glory, and he cried mightily with a loud voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become a dwelling place of demons, a prison for every foul spirit, and a cage for every unclean, hated bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of earth have become rich through the abundance of her luxury. And you ever hear the story about Cyrus the Great and his wine? Well, Cyrus is, what's his name? Trump. Look at this. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins, and lest you receive of her plagues, iniquities. Render to her just as she rendered to you, and repay her double according to her works. In the cup which she has mix double for her in the measure that she glorifies herself and live luxuriously. In the same measure give her torment and sorrow, for she sorrow. Therefore her plagues will come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she will be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord who judges her. Right? I just don't know what to say. We're at the end times here. This is it. This is it. Once God comes back, the only reason this earth isn't consumed is because there is light. It's us. We're holding the matrix together. We're holding everyone, the earth, from being destroyed. It's us. But it's because God left this planet a long time ago. But God still exists here through us. We're portals to God. His Spirit is in us. Without us, this earth would be overrun by chaos and corruption. It would be dead, right? The reason why the children are still alive, the reason why there's still life is because of us, God's people. This is why we were sent here. Without us, Satan and evil would consume the world. We're very, very important. And we're keeping the world alive right now. But once we leave, God's Spirit, which is in us, leaves with us. And once we leave, there is no more Holy Spirit on earth anymore. And this is what this tribulation is. And this is coming pretty soon. And once God removes us, Satan takes over the planet. And but the thing is, once God takes us, God's going to take all the innocent people, all his people, and he's going to leave all the sinners behind. And if you think it's bad now, God's left, but his presence is still in us once God leaves. I don't even think you understand what Pandora's box, the Saturn cube, what hell is. Hell is to be void of God. It's pretty nasty.